right here in Sacramento for over 25 years, or WholesomelakeKia.com.
New year, new you. And what better way to start fresh than with a new ride from Elk Grove Kia? Nothing beats second, whether it's a second shot at love, a second shot at life, or even seconds at the all-you-can-eat buffet. But when it comes to your next car, no one believes more in second chances than Elk Grove Kia. Bankruptcies, challenged credit, no problem. Our finance department specializes in turning challenges into triumphs. We guarantee no one does challenged credit better than us. Elk Grove Kia can get you into a new ride in 2024. Elk Grove Kia's finance department has over 100 years of combined experience. Elk Grove Kia's team can navigate even the most challenging credit pasts. We understand that life happens, and we're here to help you move forward in a brand new Kia. So don't wait any longer when you could be enjoying 2024 in a brand new Kia. Head over to Elk Grove Kia today in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or visit elkgrovekia.com. Your second chance awaits. New year, new you, new ride. Only at Elk Grove Kia.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Awesome. Hey, babe, can you check the front door? My package is here.
Yeah, on it. Hey, are we still watching our show tonight?
New episode on Prime? You bet. That reminds me, let's hit Whole Foods this afternoon. We need snack supplies.
From package deliveries to entertainment and even fresh groceries, Amazon is in front of hundreds of thousands of customers every single day. Imagine what you could do if your business had that kind of reach. It's not a dream. Right now, you can take advantage of Amazon's expansive network to benefit your business. Unlock expert insights and tap into the full potential of Amazon. Simply text DIGITAL to 916-766-5105 now. Make the smart move. Text DIGITAL to 916-766-5105. Put the power of Amazon to work for you. Text DIGITAL, that's DIGITAL, to 916-766-5105.
It's time to buck up Sacramento. The professional bull riders are back. PBR Sacramento Wrangler Long Live Cowboys Classic will take over downtown's Golden One Center this February 2nd through 4th. 3 huge nights of edge-of-your-seat bucking, featuring some of the biggest bulls and toughest cowboys on the planet. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster. Get your tickets for a weekend of non-stop bucking action this February 2nd through 4th.
For a precision-crafted performance, the decision is easy. A new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Get the driving experience you've been waiting for in a new Acura. Get the best selection and customer service you deserve from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or use our online express store at AcuraofStockton.com. Acura of Stockton will buy your trade, even if you don't buy from us. Don't settle for less than precision-crafted performance of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Kings, of course, with a golden opportunity to right the ship tonight in Detroit. And joining us now from the Motor City, where he's getting ready to work his TV magic, the one and only Kyle Draper. Set the scene for us, Drapes. How are you? What's going on in Detroit tonight?
I'm excited, man. I get a good vibe about this game. Obviously, Detroit has fallen on a hard time, but I like to focus on seeing it from my guys. I'll tell you straight up, Whitey, I hopped on the first bus to come from the hotel to the arena. You know, normally it's a bus with a lot of staffers, a lot of assistant coaches. Today, we had about 9 players on that bus. From the first bus, there's 3 buses.
Wow.
Usually, Harrison Martin's always on the first bus, but we had JaVale McGee, Sasha Vezenkov. Like, it seems like guys are locked in, guys are ready to get in this extra work. And I'm looking for big things tonight against Detroit.
Good. So an indication there that the Kings are as upset as fans, as confused, as befuddled as fans, as determined as fans are to make this thing right after that debacle on Sunday, right?
Yeah, I think so. They got to own what happened the other day, make amends, if you will. And, you know, I was talking to a coach out here, a scout with Boston Celtics. And he was like, what happened the other day against the Pelicans? I'm like, man, it's our kryptonite. But that's in the past, right? I'm about what's about to happen during this 5-game road trip. It's a tough one, no doubt about it. But you start off tonight, it's sort of like my Philadelphia Eagles, if you will. Can I go there?
Wow. For the record, you brought it up, but yeah.
All you need is a little bit of momentum. All my Eagles need is a little bit of momentum come Monday night. All Sacramento needs is momentum tonight and tomorrow, and then the good vibes will return. So I'm excited for tonight.
Let me ask you this. I was looking at the preview today for the game in the Detroit Free Press, and, you know, they've been getting their brains beaten in. So it's not a real pleasant task for them putting these previews together. But they referred to the Kings as the dynamic Kings, and they referred to them as the, you know, up-tempo Kings. Is that really what this – can we still look at them that way? Is that still what the Kings are?
No, because here's the problem. When you look at the fast break points, I think we're 25th in fast.
Oh.
And that he played well the other night against the Pelicans.
Yeah, and just to let you know, we appreciate you being with us, but we are only on till bottom of the hour, and then game night takes over. Then, of course, you've got our great coverage here on Sactown Sports, and people are already wondering what your duties involved tonight, Kyle, on the NBC Sports California.
You know, I'm play-by-play tonight.
There we go.
I'm going to be honest, Whitey. I'm in practice yesterday, and I was giving Mike that look. I was like, man, I wish I could address the team. I wish I could talk to the team. And so I know I'm just a play-by-play announcer. I know I got to stay in my lane, but I wanted to address the guys so that they could feel the passion, the energy. Like, come on, you know, we all want this. And so I'm going to have to get into motivational speaking or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have me come and talk to the team then. But I truly wanted to. But for this game, I'm just doing play-by-play.
Well, you know, I know you got to save your pipes, but you opened that door. We would love to hear what you would have to say to the team. If you're willing to share any of that, I know fans could use a little, you know, pick me up too after Sunday, Kyle. What do you think? Huh?
Well, I would say the same thing I said on the post-game show the other day. And it's not just about the words, Whitey. You got to be able to feel the words. I tell my daughter all the time, when you look for that special someone in your life, don't just let them say, I love you. You got to feel that they love you. And so my message to the Sacramento Kings is I was hurt. I was disappointed. I was upset. I was frustrated. And it's not about the words. It's about feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to get across to these guys that this is not Sacramento Kings basketball, which we saw the other night. And you know, maybe someday Mike Brown will be listening to the show, driving to the game, and be like, you know what? That dude Drapes, you know what? He got to go. I might, you know what, Drapes, come on in, man. Talk to the squad. For now, though, I got to stay in my lane. I'm going to stay in my lane.
Well, it's such an exciting time and such an anxious time because we know that the Kings, they've been up and down. Right now, the record looks good, but a lot of numbers suggest that, you know, they're fortunate to be where they are. That said, you've got, 15 of the next 19 on the road. So, you know, it's put up or shut up time. And all this against the backdrop of the trade deadline. I mean, there's a guy that they're going to see tonight that's been rumored to be available. I don't know if the Kings would have any interest in Bogdanovich, but it's just a really pivotal point of the season. And it's fun, but it's a little nerve-wracking, Kyle.
And, you know, I was thinking about this earlier. You're 100% right, Whitey. It is nerve-wracking. It's the silly season where rumors are going to be out there. Shams is going to be saying stuff, Woj. And in today's era of social media, everybody and their mom has an opinion on what Monty McNair should do. Like I said before, just shut up. Let the man do his job. But no, seriously, everybody's an expert now. Oh, we got to trade this second-round pick and go out there and get Paolo Banchero. Oh, that'll solve our problem. Just be quiet. You know what I mean? Like, I hate getting on social media during this time of. But I will say this: we are not the only team in this predicament. You look at what's going on with Golden State. You look at what's going on with the Lakers. You look at what's going on with Phoenix, and there are a lot of teams that are interested in shaking things up or adding to their roster, what have you. And so I know it's rough right now, Kings fans. We're coming off that loss, and we all want championship right now. I get it. But we're in the same boat as a lot of these teams are right now in the Western Conference. I just mentioned, I mean, outside of the Clippers, all three teams in our state, they're looking to make moves. Like, we're looking to be buyers. Lakers looking to buy, Warriors looking, and we're looking to be buyers. And so it's just a weird time in the NBA where a lot of teams, look at Milwaukee. Milwaukee got to do something, right?
Yeah.
They got to shake things up. Indiana, they're looking to make moves. And so I just think a lot of teams right now are out there to make moves. And I think it's going to be a wild next month. We're less than a month away from the trade deadline now. So it's going to be wild.
Looks like your guy Wiggins, it increasingly appears that he is going to be available, but I mean, you can have him, Kyle. I know we talked about that Friday, but it looks like there's an opportunity there to get a guy like, not a guy like Wiggins. It looks like there's an opportunity to actually pry him loose from the Warriors if you wanted to.
I'm all in on Andrew Wiggins, but I don't want this to be Drapes and then you have a rebuttal. I want to know why you're out on Andrew Wiggins.
I'll tell you.
What is it?
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly why. And I love him, and he as a player. He works hard. I'll never forget before the Warriors got him. You know, it was kind of controversial. And I know Steve Kerr had said he went to Tibbs, and Tibbs said he's a really hard worker because Tibbs had him in Minnesota. Works really hard. To my eye, and this is hard to know. It's impossible to know without talking to him. But he appears to be in the last couple of years a guy that's just lost his zest for playing. I mean, he works hard and he's a good teammate. Whatever he went through last year, I don't know. To me, I watch him as like, man, that poor guy, his heart's not in it for whatever reason. I'm not saying he's a dog or he's not trying. I just watch him and I feel like he's lost his zest for the game. Could be wrong, but that's why I'm really reluctant to acquire him right now.
I hear you. Could he regain that zest?
Yeah, maybe.
In a different situation, in a different, with a different team, with a different squad. Something went down in Golden State last year, you know, whether it's personal or what, and he clearly is not the same player that he was that when they won the title against Boston. But I argue the skills are still there. I argue it's more of a mental, emotional thing than a lack of skills. And you get him out of the situation. You remove him from whatever, the therapist likes to say, oh, you're living in the mud right now. You're in the mud. Well, you got to take him out of the mud and clean him up, rehabilitate him here in Sacramento. And, you know, he's this guy with a 7-foot wingspan. I think he's 28 years old. I mean, his contract isn't too bad at all. I mean, he's at $28 million, I think it is. And so he's long. He's a great defender. He locked up Jason Tatum in that finals. Let's not forget that.
Oh, he was great.
The difference maker
he was
finals.
great in the finals. Yeah. Yeah,
exactly.
Uh-huh.
And so my question to you is, all right, if it's not Wiggins, then who? We done listed 30 people on this show, and it's always some warts with somebody.
You know,
Zach LaVine, DeJounte Moore. Like, there's always warts. Give me somebody.
I kind of changed my tune yesterday, and some of it's because I was so discouraged about Sunday. Yesterday, when before you came on with Jay and I just got to the point where I'm like, anybody, just I don't care. Anybody, bring him in. LaVine, okay. Kuzma, I think right now of all the guys that we think are available, I kind of come back around to Kuzma. We had Sean Cunningham on yesterday, and he pointed out, as we all know, that the Kings in the past, they've had real interest in him. The way his contract is set up, it actually declines, so it's front-loaded.
Yeah.
So right now it's like, wow, he makes a lot of money. Yeah, but that gets less burdensome. So right now, of all the guys, I still like Siakam in a lot of ways. I know that there's, the uncertainty there is really problematic. So I think the best answer I have for you right now would be Kyle Kuzma. What do you make of that?
I was all on board the Kuzma bus this offseason.
I know you were.
I was leading that train.
I know.
I think Kyle Kuzma is an extremely gifted basketball player. But if you bring him in, is he going to need his 15 to 16 shots a game? Is he undisciplined offensively?
Yeah.
What about my guy Keegan Murray, who is taking steps? What's up, Steve? What's up, baby? What about Keegan Murray, who's taking some steps? And that's the thing about, I don't know what Sacramento needs. Do they need a high-end scorer? Do they need a guy like Marcus Smart, who I've been talking about ever since I got here, back when he was on the Celtics, and the Celtics had interest in Harrison Barnes? I said Marcus Smart would be the perfect guy for this team. This is before Mike Brown even got here, because he's like the heart and soul. Who's the heart and soul of our team right now? What's our DNA look like? We don't really know right now. And a guy like Marcus Smart would be fantastic. Memphis looks to be sellers right now, maybe. They might be looking for assets, draft picks in the future. And so I would look at Marcus Smart. I like Kyle Kuzma. I just question his fit alongside Keegan Murray. Like, Keegan Murray Kyle Kuzma is who we hoping Keegan Murray turns out to be, a better version of that.
Yeah.
So now you bring in a guy who needs the ball, has to have the ball in his hands, likes to shoot. I don't know. I'm a little out on it right now.
Now, I understand that. And I think, to me, you touched on the key. And I looked it up today. He's averaging, I think he's at 19 shots a game, Kyle Kuzma with Washington. It's like, well, of course he is. But if you brought him here, would he be willing to say, all right, I'm okay with 14 or 15? I mean, would you need him to take fewer than that? So, yeah, that's an issue. That's the upside of Wiggins. Wiggins is not going to come in if you brought Wiggins here. He's not going to say, I need my 20 shots a game. He's going to be pretty comfortable with whatever you have. And, in some ways, Chris Webber is way better than Wiggins right now. I don't mean to compare them, but I compare the situations. The Kings got Webber when they did, in part because no one else wanted him. Well, right now, nobody really wants Wiggins, so maybe there's an opportunity there. If Mike Brown looks at him and says, no, I know what's wrong with him, I can fix him, maybe that is the way to go, Kyle.
And maybe Mike Brown was the guy that got, was able to reach him when he was there. Mm-hmm. Let's not forget, Mike Brown left, and then, things changed for Wiggins. Obviously, he had some personal issues where he took away from the team. Right. Mike Brown's a motivator.
Right.
And I think, he would do a great deal for for Wiggins.
Mm-hmm.
When I look at Kyle Kuzma, if he came here, you're asking him to sacrifice.
Yes.
Do we know he would do that? Everything I see, Kyle Kuzma is about getting buckets. He's about his brand. And there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying, but now you're wanting him to come here and be what? The fourth option?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Ooh, that's
You're right.
tough.
That's
tough.
Who I like on that roster is Denny Avdia, but I don't think they would trade him.
Yeah. He would be a nice addition.
Yeah.
A nice player off the bench, can shoot the ball.
Mm-hmm.
A little hard-nosed guy. Yeah, I like Denny Avdia.
Here's the thing. And Kyle, we were going to keep going till bottom of the hour. If you need a break, if you need a quick break there,
let's
okay,
keep going,
good.
baby.
All right.
Let's keep going.
Got it. Good.
I'm ready. I was like, darn, man, we already got to take a break. No, let's keep going.
Let's keep going. Yeah. This is really interesting to me, Kyle, and I haven't had a chance to talk to you about this yet. And I talked about it yesterday, talked about it a little bit today before we started. you know that you and I were talking to Sam Amick last week, whenever it was, and Sam pointed out to us, as he wrote, that he's being told by the Kings they want to improve their offense, right? Remember, because we said, huh? But yeah. Okay, so Mike Brown, after the game Sunday, said, if we think that we should just be an offensive team and there is some of that thought amongst us that we should try to outscore people, we're in for a rude awakening. That's what the coach said. Now, I don't know who he's talking to. If he's talking to fans, that's one thing. But if the organization, the powers that be, are thinking we need more offense and the coach is trying to say, no, we need more defense, there's a little philosophical disagreement there that bears watching.
Yeah, that was interesting. He said that.
Yeah.
And, is Sam right, though? We don't even know if Sam, I don't know if Sam's, Sam's respected. I'm not saying, but there may be a difference, there may be a disagreement on what direction, because we had the number one offense last year and things were good. It was free flowing, feeling great. Now it feels more like, we're slogging through the mud here. I still think this team needs two pieces, and here's where they are. Here's what they are. I think we need another scoring option.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think you need an elite wing defender. Marcus Smart, to me, fits the wing defender, and he comes with the heart and soul. People are saying, marketing. Well, you could go out and get marketing, but that doesn't cure your heart and soul. That doesn't cure when teams are gashing you like the Pelicans, who's going to stand up and fight back. Mike Brown has talked about a sense of urgency. Does Lowry Markkanen bring that sense of urgency? I don't think he does. And so I think first and foremost, we need somebody with some cojones.
Yeah.
Somebody that won't back down. Somebody that not only will challenge the other team, but challenge their teammates as well. Everything can't be sweet, Whitey. I said it when I was on the phone with you guys yesterday. Everything can't be sunshine and rainbows, la, la, la. No, you getting your butt kicked at home by the Pelicans down by 53, and nobody's upset? Nobody's angry? That can't happen. We need somebody with some passion, some energy when things aren't going wrong that can shake it up. I'm telling you, and I talked to people in the organization. I said today, go out there and get Marcus Smart. Get my guy, Marcus Smart.
Pardon me, but I wanted to ask you think perhaps now with Ja going down for the rest of the season, perhaps Marcus Smart is more available than he would have been when they thought they still had a chance to do something?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Interesting.
I think when you look at Memphis, they have a chance to really, I'm going to say rebuild, but add some key significant pieces. Obviously, they got their own draft pick. Can you imagine if, let's say, we gave them a protected first for Marcus Smart? Now they can do a couple of things with it.
Mm-hmm.
They can trade and maybe enter the Siakam sweepstakes. I'm just throwing out names right now.
Right.
Like, I think it would be a win-win for both teams. If I'm Sacramento, first and foremost, you need an injection of heart right now, an injection of passion. And it can't just be on Mike Brown and the coaches. Somebody in that locker room has to bring that, and that's where I think Marcus Smart comes in.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I'm with you. I'd like to do more than that to help at the other end, but that would be solid. That would definitely address some of the glaring needs right now. I wanted to real quickly sum up where I think this whole thing went and fell apart with Siakam, and then you tell us, if you think based on what you've heard, that sounds about right, or if I have it wrong, or where it goes from here. Basically, the two teams were talking. The Kings had the Barnes-centric offer, if you will, and they have that out there. And Toronto says, well, that's fine, but how about Monk? And the Kings say, well, if we were going to include Monk, we need some assurances. They check and find out, and no surprise, Siakam's like, I'm not guaranteeing anybody anything. So the Kings say, no, we're out on that. Toronto says, okay, thanks. And right now the only circumstances under which it would be revived is if Toronto came back and said, hey, the things we were talking about, maybe we would do that. Because I know I heard that Schroeder's name came up as well. So maybe the Raptors like, well, Monk, we'll send Schroeder. Do you think, based on what you know, is that close to the way this probably unfolded?
Yeah, it could have. I could see that, being plausible, that happening. I could also see Toronto trying to get as much as they can right now.
Right.
And that's why they bring up, let's say, Malik Monk.
Yeah.
Because they know now's the time to strike a deal. Like in terms of as we get closer, and this will be interesting how this plays out. And you tell me what you think, Whitey. As we get closer to the trade deadline, who becomes more desperate? Teams that want Siakam or the Toronto Raptors because they got to move them before the trade deadline?
Yeah.
So I think it's a game of poker that we're seeing
right
now. I don't know if Sacramento is putting together its best offer on the table yet. And I don't know if Toronto is putting, together its best offer. And so, and especially, and I mentioned it to start the show, Pascal Siakam could help a lot of teams. And so if I'm Toronto, I'm trying to create a bidding war. Hey, if you want Siakam, put together your best package. If I'm the Lakers, let's say, or if I'm the Warriors, are you really worried about Pascal Siakam re-signing with you? Probably not, because he probably will. Because those are marquee franchises. Those are big-name franchises. If I'm the Miami Heat, am I worried about Pascal Siakam re-signing? Probably not, because you get him there. It's Heat culture. Free agents like to go there. Now, when you talk about small markets, that's a little different.
Yes.
So I think, if you're Sacramento, that is something you worry about because you don't want to give up your draft capital, some young talent for a guy that's going to walk away.
Do you think it's also possible here, the way you were describing that, I could see where the Kings might say, we're at a little bit of a disadvantage compared to other markets. Let's make our move now. And that way, at least if it doesn't work out, we still have plenty of time to pursue other things, but we need to find out now whether we're going to be in on Siakam or not.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think, because if you're Sacramento, if you do a Siakam deal, then that takes you pretty much out of everything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you need to know whether or not you're going to do this Siakam deal. And if not, you go on to plan B or plan C, whether it's your boy Kyle Kuzma, whether it's DeJounte Murray, who can now be traded. You know what I mean? And so if I'm Sacramento, we got a month away from the trade deadline. And I think Shams might have said this in his report. I want to get something done sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Shams said that.
Yeah.
I think the way this season is going, the roller coaster ride we're on, we need help now, not in a month or 6 weeks or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, tonight the Kings taking on a woeful team that's shorthanded. Well, let's be honest. We've said that before this year. Things haven't gone our way, but really, no Cade Cunningham. I'm sorry he's not going to play just because I like to watch him play, Kyle. We don't get to see the Pistons a lot. Yeah. Anyway, the Kings, everything is pointing in their favor tonight.
Exactly. And I was talking to somebody, and I was like, man, I'm glad Detroit's on the schedule tonight. We need a good, get right, feel good kind of win. And, this is a tough back-to-back because we know Charlotte, they whooped up on us a week ago. So, this is going to be tough. You get in late to Charlotte, and you got to start off tonight. And you're catching Detroit, like you said, without no Cade Cunningham, no beef stew tonight. So they're extremely shorthanded. With that being said, we went into Portland, and they were without two starters. And guys, I don't even know who their name are. Gashed us, Dwap Reith. I'm still having nightmares about that guy. And so I know maybe it's a Jaden Ivey game. Maybe Jaden Ivey is pissed that we didn't take him at 4. We took Keegan. And so you got to come with the right mindset. I'm watching our old guy, Marvin Bagley.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember him?
Revenge game for Marvin Bagley.
Right. It might be a Marvin Bagley kind of game. Who knows? James Wiseman was out here. And so they got some talent. And, I was talking to somebody, and we're like, man, it would be nice if the Kings could get this one, maybe give De'Aaron some rest, maybe rest in the fourth quarter, especially on the back-to-back. And so they got to come out, man. I'm looking at Whitey, the first 5 or 6 minutes of this game, it will tell us what we need to know.
All right, Kyle Draper. Thanks. We'll be watching.
We're done already?
That's it. Can you believe it? The High Flyer's already in here giving me the get out of here sign.
High Flyer. What's up? All right, man.
Thank you, Kyle Draper. Thank you for being with us. Stick around because we've got game night with Henry Turner and Scott Marsh to get you ready for Kings and Pistons next right here on Sactown Sports.